Welcome to the latest ACIL, American Council of Independent Laboratories, Perk Power Maximizing Your Membership podcasts. I'm delighted to have two gentlemen from Blockchain Verified with me here today, and they are ACIL associate members who also offer a unique member benefit. Bernie and Michelle, welcome, and please introduce yourselves and provide a brief background on your company and what you guys do.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. Thank you very much, first of all, for having us on this podcast today. It's a real honor for us to be here to talk about our company and the exciting things we're doing. And of course, normally when I'm with you, I'm drinking Guinness, but I can assure you today I'm just drinking water. So my name is Bernie Fuller, and I'm the Managing Director of Blockchain Verified Sweden.
Yes, thank you, Richard, same, right, for inviting us and having on this podcast. So my name is Michel, and then a very long last name, Wouters van den Oudenweijer. I hope a lot of people that are listening now can pronounce that correctly after just listening to it one time. So I'm the founder and actually the one that was realizing Blockchain Verified a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. And what triggered me to found Blockchain Verified was actually, that was a time when a lot of people were talking about crypto and blockchain technologies, and that I was not really focused on the crypto, I was focused on the blockchain, where I thought, hey, this blockchain has massive possibilities. And for example, in TIC and TIC, and that was actually the trigger that I found Blockchain Verified.
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen. Well, just quickly, how long and where else have you been engaged in testing, inspection, and certification industry? So far, what has been your engagement?
Maybe I jump in first there because I'm probably the oldest, so I've probably had the longest time. I've been sort of 35 years plus in the compliance industry. I started back in the day working for the UK Ministry of Defence, working on sort of military communications and various other things. And from there, I went to a test house called Radio Frequency Investigation in Basingstoke, working on testing of all sorts of different RF devices, radio devices. I then went over to Sweden, which I still am here now. I've been here for 20 plus years. I was working as certification manager for Ericsson, certifying base stations, mobile broadband modules, again, lots of radio equipment. I then went to Icamera, where I've been certification manager for passenger Wi-Fi in buses and trains. And most recently on this journey with Michelle in Blockchain Verified.
Well, Bernie, I need to say that is a very long history. So my history just started in 2001 in the testing, inspection, and certification industry. And in 2001, I started with a company called Telefication. And Telefication was a test lab, or is a test lab and certification body in radio and telecommunication equipment. And from 2001 to 2010, I was actually responsible for the sales and marketing, the business development globally. From 2011, I was responsible for the certification and for the test house and the accreditation. Where in 2017, I decided, well, it was time, let's go to Taiwan. And during COVID, that is 2020, unfortunately, my relation with Telefication, at that time Kiwa, ended, and I thought, hey, it's the time. It's time to start up something new. So first it was IoT Consulting Partners, where I founded, and actually within a year we founded Blockchain Verified. So all in total, also 23 years experience in testing, inspection, and certification.
Excellent, gentlemen. Thank you. So here's obviously a very important question here for our audience. Can you please sum up in a few words what Blockchain Verified actually does, and perhaps more importantly, the value that it provides to our members?
Yeah, certainly. I'll jump in on this one. So basically, what we do is we take a document, any document from an accredited laboratory. We put our logo and our blockchain verified QR code onto that document, and then we extract the hash of it and we attest that hash to the blockchain. And what that means is that then there's a reference point that we can use to verify further down the line if that document has been changed. The hash onto the information of the hash onto the blockchain is immutable, it's date stamped and time stamped, and it can't be changed. And what that means is that anybody receiving this document anywhere in the world can verify in just a few seconds whether or not that document has actually been modified, faked, or forged since its original creation. And that's something that's really powerful for us to be able to do, and something that's really important for the compliance industry, that we look after and secure the documents that we have. And I think we'll probably talk about that a little bit later as well, as to why that's so important. But it's very important for ASIL and ASIL members, because once a test lab or a document leaves a source, then there's no control over it. There's no way of people knowing whether or not it's been changed or modified by anyone. But once it's been the hash has been attested to the blockchain, then we know straight away by verifying that document if it's been changed or not. And just to add, there's no confidential information going onto the blockchain. No information comes out into the public. It's SHA 256. It's not an encryption. It's something that can't be unciphered or decrypted. It's just the hash of the document. There's no confidential information that gets out there. And I know that that's something that is of concern to people when there's confidential documents involved.
Wonderful, thank you. Great overview there. So, and I mean, this may be an obvious question, but why blockchain versus any other? Are there other software programs that deal with this kind of stuff, or is blockchain the main program that everybody should be looking for this kind of program?
Shall I jump in on this one, Michelle?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a really good question, and everyone's been using PDF documents for a long time, and we still do that. We still use the PDF documents, and there's a common misconception out there that people think that as soon as you put a password protection on a document, or you have a digital signature or an e-seal, people think that means that the document's protected, but it's so simple to modify PDF Adobe documents, even with these protection systems that are in place. There's free software that you can download from the internet that you can just go in and change, and no one would ever know. So people are receiving documents all around the world that are fake and forged. As soon as it's put onto the blockchain, you will know straight away whether it's been changed since it left the original source. And blockchain, it's a new technology. It's state of the art. We've had Adobe and PDF for a long time, but this is the future. This is where we're using smart contracts, and it's a very interesting technology that is can be used in so many ways. And the way that we're using it is through document authentication, to secure documents so that people will know anywhere around the world whether or not they've been changed.
And you know what, Bernie, I still remember your face the first time that you said, hey, I got a PDF document. Michel, show me, what do you do? How do you change it? And then we just had software like Wondershare Password Remover. It would just remove the password from the PDFs, and then we could change it. Or clones. We would make clones of PDF documents, and you could change the documents and you would not see a problem or a difference. But then they would say, oh, well, but it has an e-signature. Then we could show how easy it was to actually double the e-signature. And that is exactly what Bernie says. Blockchain is really you lock it from the source, from the DNA of the document. And yeah, it is, no one can change the DNA, also not of people, also not of documents.
Thank you, Michel. And that's a great added value, that it means that you remember my face. So I'm all for that.
Well, certainly that's debatable, Bernie, but thank you. So in respect to following on from this, why is it important to protect compliance document, in particular for our industry? And obviously, I'm assuming protection also, you show who the owner is, the originator, etc. So quickly, just to add on a little bit, why is it so important in our industry for protection?
Yeah. Again, that's an excellent point. And the reason is this. I mean, there's many reasons why, but I think if you're a manufacturer and you've just paid $200,000 or $300,000 to put your product on the market globally, and the deliverables, your evidence, are the documents, the test reports, the certificates, and there's websites out there such as the FCC website where the documents, the test reports can be downloaded. They're non-confidential. The people's test reports, and what's happening is people are downloading them, changing them, putting their own model name or their own company details in, and then they're doing a submission themselves based on somebody else's testing evidence. It's costing them nothing. It's cost the people that have done it, the ethical companies, are hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's costing them nothing. They're getting their products to market quicker. And the whole point about this is it's very simple. It's not something that loads industry. I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there that this is going to be a big burden. We're talking about test reports out there. People pay anything from $100 to $1,000 for a test report. And we're talking about adding $1 or $2 to a document's cost. And if there's thousands of documents, we're talking in the cents. It's not a cost that affects anything. It takes 30 seconds to attest the document. So there's nothing there that's negative. What it's doing is it's people are securing their very important evidential compliance information to stop others from getting it, changing it, and using it.
Excellent, thank you. So what kind of support have you received so far from either global and mainly, obviously, for our membership, US regulators?
Yeah. As we said earlier, we've been in this industry for a long time. We've been going to standardization forums globally. And, for the last 15, 20 years, everyone's been standing up there saying, hey, these documents are being forged. We're getting a lot of forged documents. How do we cope with this? What can we do about it? There's technical guidance notes written, there's KDBs written, there's all sorts of documents written as to how to recognize if a report is fake, etc. But we have the solution now that makes it simple. And so we've been talking to for example, the European Commission and DG GROW. This is a special branch of the European Commission who look at enhancing the effectiveness of how surveillance bodies and accreditors do their job, and they're looking at ways of new innovative approaches for IT pilot projects and digitization, and so they were very interested in what we did or what we're doing. The Dutch government invited us to go to present in Taiwan at Innovex and Computex. There we were on the main stage presenting, and we even did a live TV interview there. We went to Tokyo this year to the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications workshop in Tokyo. We were invited to explain to the Japanese industry the advantages of blockchain technology and how we can secure documents. We've been to the last 3 TCB councils. We've been going there for many years, but there's been talk for the last 3 of these about blockchain verified and about a lot of discussion with industry. We did a brainstorming session which was jointly hosted by Innovation Science Economic Development Canada and the TCB Council. We had FCC there, we had people from NIST there, We had people from test labs, from manufacturers, from notified bodies, from telecommunications certification bodies. We've had manufacturers, everyone. We've had people here showing a lot of interest and trying to understand how this works and what the advantages are. And one thing that we're doing right now is actually a pilot project, which is with Innovation Science Economic Development Canada, ISED, and Blockchain Verified. And we're putting forward this pilot project, which allows manufacturers and test labs to test this system and to put the Blockchain Verified logo on their test reports, and then the test reports will go through the CB and they will be uploaded to the Spectrum Management System and go through the standard application process for putting a radio product on the market in Canada. And I said we'll be verifying the system. They will then, in April next year, at the next TCB Council meeting, they'll be giving back information at this meeting to global participants to show, this is how many documents we've had going through it, and 100% of them have been effective, and so there's a lot of information, a lot of interest coming from the global regulators. There's regulators all around in Asia who go to manufacturers, and I've had feedback from some of the biggest global manufacturers. They're being contacted on a daily basis, some of them by regulators saying, hey, can you provide me, can you guarantee me that this is your document? Has it been changed? Is it the original? And so that certification manager, who I've been certification manager, I know how busy that job is. He has to spend an hour going through and checking, has this been changed page by page? Or he goes back to the test lab and he asks the notified body or the TCB to confirm. It's taking a lot of time from people to be able to verify, which now we can upload 10, 15 documents in one go and verify straight away. These are all the same as they were when they left the accredited source. So there's so much interest from all of the regulators. The FCC themselves are showing a big amount of interest in this. We have a meeting with them in a couple of weeks. We've been talking to them about it a lot. So there's a great deal of development that's going on globally through the regulation at the moment.
Do you remember, Bernie, the first time that we had a presentation together, that a lot of them were just looking, what are those guys doing? What are they talking about? Right? And now you are actually filling up a stadium. I think you got more people when you speak than Madonna in her high days, right?
Thank you for that analogy. I'm starting to get a little bit worried.
It is a crazy development, right? What we have seen. So with all the support,
it's a really good point. And I mean, at the early days, Richard, we were, earlier on, Michelle mentioned crypto, and although Bitcoin is, sailing away at the moment, this is nothing to do with cryptocurrencies. But we were finding, it was very difficult for people in the early days. They're sort of saying, hey, we're not into crypto and we're government organizations. We can't be seen to be involved. And we're like, but this is blockchain. This is not crypto. This is smart contracts on the blockchain. It's nothing to do with financial transactions. And I think now, blockchain is really developing. It's really becoming everyday speak. And the industry is much more ready now to be using this technology to protect their documents. We've seen a real massive change in people's attitudes in the last 6 months.
Yes, I agree with you both, and obviously that's why we started this relationship and we put this program together, because we want to be, ACIL wants to be the organization to have these kind of programs available to the members as and when they need them. So just to sum this thing up, if we can, just to close, you of course know ACIL, members of ACIL, and you are now offering this exclusive member benefit to our members. So can you explain exactly what this benefit includes and how people can get hold of you? Obviously, they can go through our website too, but mainly just sum up what is the benefit you and ACIL are providing?
Yeah, sure, absolutely, and you know, just to touch on it, we are very honoured to be members of this prestigious trade organisation. You know, ASIL is held in very high standing, and for us, we're excuse me, we're really honoured to be a part of it. And the benefit that we offer is, you know, it's quite simply a 10% discount on our prices for any all members of ASIL. You know, for us, this is wonderful to be here, and it opens up a really wide you know, a spectrum of different types of labs. You know, you've got many different smaller labs all the way up to big labs. You're in many different sectors where we haven't had really the input into those or the ways in, and this is why it's so wonderful that we here now as part of ASIL, and we're able to show this great technology, and it can be there to help other industries, not just the test, inspection and certification for radio equipment, but all of these other industries that are covered through ASIL memberships. It's you know, as you said, there's the contact details are on the ASIL website. Our website is www.blockchain-verified.com. All of our information is there. We're contactable by email, by telephone, and yeah, we're really interested in people coming to us and asking about it. We're very happy to give a Teams meeting and to go through and explain everything, because I'm sure that there's many questions that people are going to have. People are going to be thinking, well, how does this work? How does that work? And we're really happy to be able to answer those questions and explain. And what we do is we set people up with a trial. You can go and test the system. You can see it takes 2 minutes for you to set up an account. It takes you 30 seconds to attest the document, and yeah, that's it. And so it's a way for us to be able to reach out to the ASIL community.
Thank you. So again, for our members, obviously you go to the ACIL website, member benefit area. Bernie was kind enough to give the direct URL for their website. And also, again, you know, this is a significant discount, 10% discount exclusive to ACIL members. And also the fact that they're offering a test program first, so you can feel your way into this. If you see it's a value, I want to check it out. So very much appreciate that. So again, this is just one of our podcasts showing members a little bit more information about one of our member benefits, Blockchain Verified. And we will also have an article in our next Industry Insights e-magazine on this. So thank you for that. And gentlemen, just thank you for taking the time today, for being with ACIL and for providing this information. We very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much again. Yeah, I appreciate that very much. And I'm off to get my Guinness now.
Thank you, Richard.